What's going on? This is Shango Ray, and the title of this video is 2023 will break you if. Okay, so I'm just going to be dropping a few different themes that you can bet your sweet ass are going to be prevalent. Yes, even in 2023. All right, so let's get into it without further ado. And by the way, you already know that's why we are doing the 2023 Shango Damas personal psychic yearly forecast for the whole year of 2023. And this is why this is so important. Okay. So let me tell you, let's break down. First of all, I mentioned this in the first video that I did about 2023. 2023 is a 7 year. Now, let me tell you something about 7 years. If you don't know about 7 years, as I mentioned before, they could be a very, very good year, but it's one that you got to make into a good year. Okay. And I'm going to explain why, because there's a lot of things that are going to be challenged specifically. Okay. With a 7 year. All right. If you even look at 2023, the last letter that makes the 7, which is a 3, right? 2 plus 2 plus 3. 3 is also a number of exposure. Okay. So there is that element of exposure, and we're going to get into that. One thing that you're going to definitely notice for your 2023 is the desire, the hunger to be by yourself, to isolate as much as you can, to get away from the bullshit, because you're going to need to. Okay, this is going to be mandatory. And, obviously not everybody can, live an isolated life. Okay, but you can start to make more time for yourself and just being able to spend time with yourself and with your thoughts. Okay. Why do you want to spend time with yourself? Because this is going to be one of them years where you're going to want to self-analyze your life, yourself, and as well as, analyze others. This is the year of also an analysis, where you create a checklist. Okay, what needs to be here? What doesn't? Some of these decisions are going to be very difficult. If you go against your first mind, your divine mind, you're going to pay. And you're probably going to pay rather fast, because that's another aspect of the 7 too, is like shit just be coming back real fast. Again, there is definitely a karmic implication to the number 7 as well. So number 1, it's all in the name already, just a 7 year, 2023. Like I said, you're going to want to be self-analyzing yourself as well as others, and isolation is going to be mandatory to some degree. You're going to need more time to yourself, especially if you're into your spiritual work. It's going to be, it's going to be a prerequisite for this year. Trust me. All right. Also, the way you go about materializing or manifesting things. One thing about the number 7 is it always leads you back to yourself. Okay. The way you learn about yourself, you little projector, is through the projection that you create and that you live in. Okay. Half of the time anyways, called your reality. All right. So creating, magnetizing, materializing, manifesting inside out first, as opposed to just going balls to the wall externally with the projection, is going to yield much better results for you this year. So you're also going to want to be more mindful as to what you are thinking with feelings. All right. If you have thoughts that got a lot of emotion behind them, you're going to want to definitely keep an eye on them. You're going to want to analyze those, and you're going to want to see what's going on, because that is what's going to be coming back to you rather fast. All right. And I guess you could say that's the process of magnetizing. There's that electric spark of proactiveness. You know what I'm saying? That's that initiation of even visualizing consciously, intentionally, specifically, that type of thing. Okay. I think I mentioned this before, but this is going to be a year of exposure. Okay. Exposure of secrets. So your own secrets to yourself. An example would be, wow, I didn't know I was afraid of that, or I didn't know that's why I really, procrastinate when it comes to doing this, or, just discovering hidden things about yourself, hidden aspects about yourself that you did not know up until this point. How cool is that? But it's also about secrets being exposed, brought to the light, okay, of others as well. So you're going to see a lot of this happening. Now, some of you claim that you want to know these things, but you're full of shit because you don't. You would rather prefer to live in your blissful ignorance. And I'm not judging you. I totally get it, because sometimes these truths are painful. Okay, they are painful, which leads me to my next point of why this is going to be a potentially extremely challenging year for some. But for those who are working with themselves and on themselves, as things come up, as you get triggered, you're turning lemons into wine. That's my slogan for this particular campaign, because that's the essence of it. All right. Another thing is, this is also going to be a year for some of losses. And what I mean is this: there's going to be a certain, shit's going to be leaving your life this year. Okay. There's going to be a major exodus of things leaving, which only means that at the exact same time, other things are being orchestrated into your life. Even if it's not happening as fast as you'd like it to, it's happening. And so the more that you can truly understand that and know that, the more you can be the magician, the more you can turn lemons into wine. Okay, but if you take the human approach and you resist, let's say, the ending of a relationship, which there's going to be plenty of those this year. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. Matter of fact, this ain't even a great year in general anyways. Maybe for you somehow specifically, it might be, but in general, this is just not the year to try to establish a relationship. And most relationships that are established here, they probably won't last long. Okay, under the 7 influence, they probably won't last long. Nothing wrong with that. However, if you are stuck on something lasting forever, whatever that is, then you're going to have some problems. Because what's going to be happening, there's going to be people leaving, there's going to be situations that are leaving your life that you are no longer going to have access to because you are switching, you're going to something else. But for those who struggle and fight and want to white knuckle and hold on to that which needs to go, you're going to get your ass whooped, fam. Essentially, that's the bottom line. Learn to go with your flow of whatever is happening in your life at the moment, and you will be able to see how you can transform these things simply by allowing them. And when I say allowing them, is they're going to happen anyway. So you're not actually allowing them, but what you are is you are just basically accepting it within yourself that this is what is happening. Because it needs to, even if it's for reasons that you don't understand. Okay? I think I kind of touched on this, but back to the visualization thing. and, you know, becoming a master at materializing what it is that you need and want from the inside out, as opposed to just strictly mostly trying to do it externally, which is an art and science to itself, okay? Is you're gonna wanna be mindful, because all worry this year is gonna have compacted interest on it. So if you see yourself worrying about things, or you feel yourself, even those things that are way off into the back, that feel like they're in the background somewhere, you're gonna wanna bring those to the forefront, you know? And that's the work. Basically, taking what's in your darkness and bringing it into the light of your consciousness, and continuously and consistently, some form of consistency doing this. That's the fucking work. It's just a lot of this shit that is buried is painful. It might be scary. It triggers you, blase. So you want to leave it stuffed and suppressed. But this is not the year for that. This is not the year for that. You know, stuffing and suppressing, resisting. That's just going to mean there's more probability you're going to be resisting what's going on outside of you. Okay. And like I said, some of you are going to have a real tough time with relationships, or that relationship, because it's going to end. And the challenge is going to be in just accepting that. Stop trying to fucking force a square peg into a circle. You know what I'm saying? You got potentially the mate of your dreams waiting to come in, but you can't because you got a seat filler in there who was never meant to go the whole distance. And I don't even know what the whole distance is anymore as far as when it comes to relationships. You know, if a relationship lasts 20 years, is that a success or is that a failure? I guess that's subjective. You know, relationships fucking end for the most part, you know, because we grow, and who we're with grows probably in a different direction. But if you can find someone where you guys can grow together, that's the bee's knees, baby. Okay. But this is why, and this is what the 2023 Shango Damas personal forecast year, the psychic reading here for this personal forecast year, that's what this is about. Okay, it's about getting those objective perspectives, the ones that are outside of even your view. All right, you might be pretty good on the cards, or you might be pretty, you know, but there's always, for everything, and this goes for all of us, for everything that you do know, just by the fact that I know this right here, right now, I done created a bunch of shit that I don't know. There's a bunch of variables now that just came into the picture that I don't know. Okay, so this is about also assisting you and helping you to traverse your 2023 and make it what it's supposed to be. You know, for some of you though, you're going to discover what a main aspect of what your purpose here is, or what your purpose is now anyway, because that can change. People asked me before, what's my purpose? As if there's only one. I don't subscribe to that. We're multifaceted. We got multi-purposes, you know? So discovering what and where you need to be right now could be very important to you. But also, like I said before, discovering what pitfalls that can be avoided. You know, you don't have to go tumbling down that hill. All right, I'm gonna do my best to say, hey, yo, there's a fucking hill right here and there's no sign. Be careful, and it's slippery. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't listen, hey, that's on you. All right. As well as where and when some of your most hottest opportunities are going to be. Okay. Now, just because you might form a relationship that maybe only lasts a few months, but you learn a lot from yourself. It was an adventure, and hopefully y'all can end amicably. What's fucking with that? I mean, that's still cool. You know, you learn, you had some adventure, you had a great time. Maybe you were also challenged, but hey, challenge is good. Let's face it. I'm not trying to avoid challenge. Challenge builds strength. Challenge builds character. You know, challenge builds a lot of things. And without challenge, there's no growth. Okay? That's just the way it is. Shango didn't write the fucking rules, man. And finally, as I mentioned, knowing kind of where and when your hottest opportunities are. Hey, also where to explore. Because this is going to be a year of exploration, self-exploration, as well as exploration in your life. Stepping out of your comfort zone, fuck around and find out. FAFO, bitch. All right. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. So get your Shango Damas 2023 personal psychic forecast. Link is in the description, and we'll be at you again. All right, peace.